Good morning, everybody. So this day, actually, last, I think, 3 classes, we mainly, have been studying the mind trainings. Actually, all the Buddha teachings, like our Four Noble Truths, Truly Interdependence, then Heart Sutra, also all the Theravada teachings, include the Vajrayana teachings, are actually the mind training teaching. Anytime when you open a Dharma book, you always must remember these teachings, this Dharma book is for my mind training. If you think that way, then when you study the Dharma, then you will, relate your daily life. Also, you always try to apply the teaching in your daily life. Therefore, in Sanskrit, we call Buddha. In Tibetan, we say Sangye, mean the fully awakening, being. Then the messages or the teaching who taught, I went for McDonald's breakfast. I still have the sticker here. All the teaching taught by Buddha, then we name, like a Buddhist, taught by the person who fully awakening being. Buddha, then the teaching taught by the person who fully awake, who fully, accomplish all the good qualities. So when we reflect, Buddha Shakyamuni's quality, then we really move. We got strong aspiration to be like him. Then the Buddhism, right? Bodhi, they translate into Tibetan. Then Tibetan translate Nangpa. Nangpa. The non-Buddhists in India, all the non-Buddhists, the Indian, then we translate, Chi Pa, Chi Roll Pa. So it has a very important, meaning when we say Buddhist, we are Buddhist. So we are, the person who always watching, looking inward, not outward. That means the happiness we always wish to achieve is come within the insight, within our mind. Any kinds of suffering we don't want. Also, all the sufferings is arise within our mind. Therefore, we call Buddhist mean, inward, non-Buddhist, outward. This meaning is very important to think about. So we study Dharma, We are not studying, the environment or weather or culture or history. So we have been studying about our minds. How I can generate happiness. How I can generate happiness for others. How I can reduce my own suffering. How I can reduce suffering for others, other beings suffering. Therefore, we have been studying the inner world. So we have been studying the minds. Therefore, all the Buddha teachings are mind training teaching. Then, when the Buddhism flourished to Tibet during the Adisha, then they named Kadampa. That means also the meaning of Ka. Ka means the Buddha's teaching. The teaching actually taught by Buddha are Ka. Ka means Buddha's teachings, Buddha's order. Ka. The second said Dham. Kadam. Dham means all the teaching taught from Buddha to the disciple to know how to train your mind, how to apply within your mind for free from suffering. Taught to the disciple how to achieve happiness. Therefore, Dham means taught for reducing suffering, taught for generating happiness, your own happiness, others being happiness. Therefore, again, all the Buddha teachings are Ka, taught by Buddha, taught to the disciple how to train their mind, how to reduce the suffering within the mind, how to generate happiness within the mind. Right? Therefore, Buddhist people always need to think about the mind, how to reduce the suffering, how to generate happiness. Therefore, you can say Buddhist, you can say, follow by Buddha teaching. Those people always need to search happiness within our own mind, need to know how to reduce suffering within our own minds. If you're able to reduce the suffering within your minds, then all the external suffering cannot harm you. The external, the problems cannot cause to you have sufferings. Instead of harming, all the external suffering can be caused to generate happiness within the mind. Therefore, all the Buddha teachings are the mind training teachings. Therefore, the Buddhism means the person who follow Buddha teaching, who always try to tame your mind, how always trying to control the mind, mean Buddhist, right? So last the three classes we have been talking about the mind training. Maintaining doesn't mean there's only just few kind of, Dharma books. All the Buddha teachings are teaching for the mind training. Therefore, any kinds of, problem you are facing, you face in the past, you are facing now, you will face in the future. If you know how to tame your mind, then actually there's not really thing we can say these are the obstacle for my practicing. If you know how to control your minds, then rest of the people totally, mentally having a lot of sufferings, but you yourself can remain very peacefully, remain very calm. It doesn't mean, you don't aware the problem around you. Yes, we must fully aware all the sufferings are on us, all the problems are on us. But those problems should not cause for your peaceful mind, should not harm for your calm mind. Instead of harming, all of them you must transform to cause, to generate happiness, to maintain the inner happiness. That means wherever you go, any circumstances, you can remain very peacefully, you can remain really happily. There's no really destruction condition around you, because you know how to transform, how to apply all the problem into the the path, into the happiness path. Therefore, everybody must always think about how to control our minds, particularly the negative minds. So first, we all together chant the 8 verses, the mind training. And do, short the meditation, each of the stanza. Page number 32. The first, the paragraph, is the paragraph present the Buddhahood, bodhicitta, then how to practice bodhicitta. This is the kind of the condensed stanza to condense the rest of the practices. Okay, first everybody try to be very calm. Okay, we all chant, very slowly and reflect on the meaning. With the determination to achieve the highest aim, which is the omniscient, the complete enlightened state. With a determination to achieve the highest mind for the benefit all sentient beings, for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish-fulfilling gem. May I hold them dear at all time. please have a generate bodhicitta, the fully awakened mind, for achieving the highest state, the highest aim, to benefit all sentient beings. Therefore, since today, I will hold all sentient beings dear at all time. Okay, the last line, the sentence, may I hold them dear at all time. Mean is present the first, the loving kindness, then compassion, then bodhicitta, then the highest aim. Now it's very clear how we need to generate bodhicitta. We have to hold all sentient beings without exception in our heart as a dear. Then first you must generate the loving kindness heart. Based on remember their kindness for us. The second, based on the loving kindness heart, then you generate compassion. Based on remember their kindness, generate loving kindness heart, compassion, then you must think, I'm not just wishing them happy. I will take the responsibility to be all sentient being be happy. I will take the responsibility free all sentient beings from suffering. Then you generated the enthusiastic mind based on remembering kindness for all sentient beings, then loving kindness, compassion, enthusiasm. Then you generate bodhicitta. Therefore, when you chant the first paragraph, you must reflect on the 7 cause and effect. Right? Then next, number 2. Even though you hold all sentient beings, as dear for you, but sometime when we go with friends, we have an ego. I'm better than them. That means you are looked down them. When you look down someone, then you don't have the pure compassion. Also, after you fully generated bodhicitta, for you, others are more important than yourself. Right? Therefore, the second one actually presenting how to reduce our ego. Please chant the second stanza. Whenever I interact with someone, anyone, may I view myself as the lowest among all. And from the very depth of my heart, respectfully hold others as superior. Whenever I interact with someone, anyone, may I view myself as the lowest among all. And from the very depth of my heart, respectfully hold others as superior. Therefore, we need to reduce our pride, our ego. Some of you maybe, runs a company, or you have maybe, workers who work for you in the office. You have to stay on the chair as a boss. But in your heart, you should not think, I am superior than them. Or some of you are maybe a teacher. When you teach in school or classroom, of course, you sit on the chair, you are ordering them to do this, but in your heart, you always hold the students are superior than myself. Therefore, if you have, kind of egoistic mind, then you look down, then you bully other, then there's no such as great and pure compassion. Respectfully hold other as superior. Then, I was listening teaching from His Holiness about the 8 verses of mind training. He said, you are a very, honest and a truthful person wherever you are. Then somebody, criticize you without any proper reasoning. Then how you must respond? You should respond, or you just accept. That's why you must respond to the person, sense of love and compassion, not sense of with the anger, with the hatred. You respond nicely, you explain nicely, without having any anger and hatred. But what we do, sometimes we done, wrong things. We have been doing a lot of, bad things or wrong things in the office, in the work, wherever with their family. The first, we are not ready to accept our faults. We knew it is, my fault. We know this is our fault, but we are not ready to accept. Therefore, first step, you must accept if it's your fault. It's not really your fault, but they, criticizing you, abuse you, then you must respond. If you don't respond, then people believe you really done such a wrong thing. Therefore, responding with a sense of compassion or responding with the anger and hatred is a big difference. Right? Then number 3. Then look at first we generate love and compassion, bodhicitta, and in our mind we fully respect other are superior than myself. We always have a view, lost view ourselves. Then there's a kind of dangers to have a kind of sense of pride. Oh, I'm really doing Mahayan practice. I'm really good practitioner. Or maybe other people, knew I am good practitioner. That means again your mind, influenced, polluted by attachment, polluted by pride. Therefore, the third, in all my deeds. You say all my deeds. Not saying, dharma practice. In all my deeds, may I prove into my mind. All deeds. Of course, when we do dharma practice, we really need to check our motivation. Even though when you give a little gift to one of your relatives, when you offer tea or coffee or lunch or dinner to your friends, still you need to check, you need to probe into your mind. Make sure it is not, I'm doing this because of attachment, because of ego, because with some condition. Therefore, in all my deeds, now you can say, in all my deeds, refer to you, may I probe into my mind. And as soon as the mental and emotional affliction arise, as soon as arise doesn't mean after you check, after you, probe in your mind, that arise. No, when you check your mind, as soon as you recognize, as soon as the mental and emotional affliction, recognize already arised, recognize they are arising, recognize they are already, arised. Then what you need to do, as they endanger myself and other, may I strongly confront them and avoid them. So after you probe in your mind, you notice, oh, I'm chanting because of my pride, because my attachment, because, sense of competition. That means you are chanting, polluted, motivated by negative thoughts. Then right there, immediately you need to reduce the negative thoughts. Just totally cut the negative thought right there and generate the proper motivation. Immediately, man, you must apply one of the antidotes and stop right there. Then slowly you think how I can get rid of this affliction from the root. It's exactly when we, get treatment. The first, the doctors or nurse, they give us kind of, like a painkiller. Immediately reduce the strong pain. Then slowly, or at the same time, they give other medicine to, cure the sickness from the root. When I say root, the root, it doesn't mean actually root. But the doctors say, oh, this is the root cause. But all the sickness, disease, problem are rooted by ignorance, attachment, anger, hatred. So we must know how to get rid of my suffering, my sickness, disease from the root, which is ignorance. Right? Okay. Third one, in all my deeds, may I probe into my mind as soon as the mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others. Right? Compassion arise is good for us, good for others. Anger arise. The first is very dangerous for us, is dangerous for others. So when we look at the history in the past, how many people died in the war? All the people who really lost their life in the war, fighting, actually caused by afflictions, mental emotions, negative emotion. Is a danger for us, ourselves, is in danger for others. Therefore, due to that reason, we need to control immediately. In the long time, we need to get rid of all the affliction from the roots. Right? Sentence number 4. When I see beings of the unpleasant character, oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear, for they are rare to find, as if I have discovered as jewel treasure. Please recite this verse one more, reflect the meaning, and do the short meditation. So when I see beings of the unpleasant character is not referred to, so look ugly. We can see some people, the physically looks very ugly. But when you stay with the person, when you talk to the person, you feel so, pleasant, you feel happiness. Some person looks so nice, looks so beautiful, looks so pretty. When you talk to them, when you go with them or him or her, you feel very negative. Also, you always try to, be very nice with any one of your, in all your families. You always try to be good with everybody's. When you have, extra food or clothes or money or whatever, you share with them with a sense of pure heart. The person become more negative. You smile them, they show you angry. You offer them gift, they show you angry, hated. Also, they criticize you and they spread bad news about you around others. That means those we refer to, the unpleasant character. Right? So when we hear, oh, this person was seriously ill or sick, big trouble, generally we feel happy, right? We should not. If we see the person has a big problem, the person is in the big trouble, instead of getting angry, we must feel, wow, it's a good opportunity for me to develop compassion. This is the best opportunity I have to generate compassion. This means it's a very rare, they are rare to find. If there's no enemy who makes you angry, how you generate actual love and compassion? But we can imagine all sentient beings, then suddenly we generate love and compassion. It's just in our imaginary level. We are not really actually generating love and compassion. When you meet the unpleasant, character person, make you angry, make you upset, this is the best opportunity to actually, generate the actual compassion. Therefore, this kind of is a very rare opportunity. Let's say, how many people live in Singapore? We have more, maybe around 6 million. Among the 6 million, only 4 or 5 people make you angry. All Singaporeans, not your enemy. All Singaporeans are not your friends, neither your friend nor your enemy. You have only few people around you who make you angry. Those are very rare. Among the 6 million, you have only not more than 10. It's very rare. Among the 6 million, there's only 10 people who you really develop the actual love and compassion. Therefore, it's a rare to find. You must feel it's good for me to have this kind of people around me. Look like I have discovered a jewel treasures. You must feel happy. You should feel angry and upset. This means is make sure what he said. When you practice the mind training, your mind training totally free from the bias, right? For example, you're able to bear the physical suffering, not mental suffering, then the mind training practice become bias. You're able to accept, you're able to bear suffering from your family, your friends. You are not able to accept, you're not able to bear the suffering from your enemy. Then your mind training again become bias. You're able to have a pure love and compassion towards your dear one, your family. Or you don't have a pure love and compassion towards the unpleasant character person. You don't have a love and compassion towards your enemy. Then again, the mind training practice become bias. Therefore, we shouldn't have any bias practice. Right? Number 4. Then number 5 is a very common problem in our living in the society. When others out of jealousy, mostly I think when people jealous you, the people really try to abuse you, try to bully you, try to spread bad news about you around. Mostly jealous. But also due to attachment, due to anger, due to ignorance, right? When others, out of jealousy, out of anger, out of hatred, out of ignorance, out of misunderstanding, treat me wrongly. Within the family, rest of the family treat you wrongly because out of jealousy, out of anger, out of ignorance, out of misunderstanding, they treat you wrongly. And also with abuse, slander, right? You didn't do, but you say you did. You always be nice. They say you always, bad, being a bad for us. Therefore, scorn. So that time, those people also, you should not have a sense of hatred and anger. Instead of angry towards them, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to other the victorious. So this practice you can practice when you're fully able to practice the 7 points. So again, the reason why you need to offer the victory to other, why you must take yourself the defeat. Like you are, best mother. Rest of the sentient beings, like your dear child. The child has a piece of bread. You, in your hand, you have a delicious cake. Then the child said, I don't want to eat this bread. You eat the bread, you give me the delicious cake. That time you happily, you offer the best to them, take the worst, from them, because you like your child. If you're able to see all sentient beings, your dearest, friends, you are happy to offer your victorious, and you are happy to take the defeat from them, because you have a pure heart, you have pure love and compassion, right? Therefore, we chant this one more. When other, out of jealousy, treat me wrongly with abuse, slander, and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to other the victory. Also, this one you can link in the practicing giving. You give your all the good things. You take all the, the bad things from other. Number 6, when someone whom I have helped or in whom I have placed great hopes mistreats me in the extremely hurtful ways, may I regard him still as my precious teacher. So also, based on our experience, we can feel, you really have been helping to someone for many, many years. You're always helping them, but they mistreat you very extremely, very hurtful way. Particularly this day, is so for me. I'm not a father. I don't have experience being a mother. But when the children grow up, let's say, around 20 or 18, 20, then they really, really treat in extreme hurtful way their parents. It's very sad. Right? Then the parents, they totally lost love and compassion to the children. They have been treating well for many, many years. When they grow up, they teach you, extremely very hurtful way. So difficult to have a love and compassion. So last week, there's a big kind of bad thing happened in India. There's a nice family. The parent has a one girl and one son. The son was 18 years old. That whole family, they have very nice family. Then I think for many years the son wanted to, I think, change the gender. The son wanted to be like girls. He wanted to change his gender, right? Then the son asking a lot of money from the parents. The parent rejected, giving money for the changing the gender. Then the son, really don't like the parents. Therefore, one day, first he killed, just one day, within I think maybe half hour, he killed his father, mother, sister, and auntie. He killed, 5 people within 10-15 minutes. Father, his own mother, his own sister, and auntie. So look at the children becoming like that. So how we really can, practice love and compassion towards this kind of children, right? Child. Then we must think very simple way. We say, oh, in the past life, I did bad thing for them. Now the karma is repeating on me. Very simple. The second, you must think, yes, this moment, this time, the children are very, always harm me. But in the past, this children was my dearest sister, my dearest father. Right now, then I can give forgiveness for this thing this way. When someone whom I have helped or in whom I have placed great hopes mistreat me extremely hurtful way, may I regard them still as the precious teacher, right? Therefore, Shandideva says, your best enemy is your best teacher, right? Remember this word, then you can practice how to accept your enemy as your precious teacher. Number 7, in brief, may I offer benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly, indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all hurts and pain of my mothers. Please do meditation followed by the verses. Again, this is, giving and taking practice. So it is possible to really give your happiness to other, take their suffering upon you or not. It is possible or not. It is very possible. One of the Kadamba master was giving teaching. That time, one of the person, beat to the dog by a stick. One of the, I think, the Odin, they beat a dog by stick. When he beat to the dog, the Lama who seated on the throne, he said, Aro. You can say, Ayo. Right? Then many of the disciple thought, oh, he's pretending, pretending to have a kind of high realization. After teaching, then he showed his, back. They saw the stick mark on his body. That means practically you can transform, you can give your happiness to others, you can take other suffering on you. And also, I think one of the, I'm not sure, one of the Kadamba master, his mother has the leprosy, right? The contagion disease. Then he really saved his mother for many years. Last, I think he took the leprosy disease on him. Finally, he passed away with the disease. Also, during the Milarepa time, Milarepa was so sick because he eaten the poison food offered by one of the Geshe. Geshe doesn't mean, who has the degree, who practiced the Dharma, Geshe. He was so sick. Then many people think, oh, maybe he's not that sick. He said, yes, it's very painful. In the Milarepa said, if you don't believe me, you can look at, you can watch. Then he's transformed the sickness, on the rock. And the rock is, totally broken. Break the rock. That means practically, yes, you can do this one, give and taking. Also during the culture revolution in Tibet, there was a monk in Amdo. So he was taking to, hang up for the killing. Then he requested to the Chinese army, can you wait for me for a minute? I have need to do something, right? Then the Chinese army said, yeah, you can have a short time. Then he recited the verses from Guru Yoga. He do the practice of giving and taking. So he was, going to kill by the soldier. He prayed, all my happiness and, joyness, my happiness, my virtues, I will give to all the army, particularly who are going to kill me. I will take their suffering upon me. He did this practice, and he said, now you can kill me. So when they shoot the blood, he didn't have any kind of, pain and suffering. He passed away very peacefully. It's practically, possible. The last one is mainly, present the ultimate bodhicitta. May all this remain on their field, so deflect. It means all means all the practices mentioned, right? Make sure all the practices always remain undefiled by the tenets of the 8 mandants, conscience, and may I recognizing all things as illusion, devoid of the clinging by release from the bondage. Therefore, look at, may all this remain undefiled, right? Undefiled is a very pure, undefiled. Again, in our daily practice, some of you have been practicing for many years. I very much appreciate about your practice. But the practice, make sure not, influenced by the 8 worldly concerns. So what are the 8 worldly concerns? First, gain and loss. right? Then pleasant and unpleasant, happiness and joy, sufferings and happiness, right? Then gain and loss, pleasant, unpleasant, suffering and joyness, and peace and unpeace, right? Peace and unpeace. So make sure your practice not really undergo one of the only concerns, particularly who have been practicing for many years. When somebody says, wow, you are such a great person, you have been practicing Dharma so many years, you feel very good about, you feel proud about being a Dharma practitioner for many years. Again, one of the holy concerns. Somebody has said, oh, you are not good practitioner, you are not serious Buddhist. Then you feel very unhappy, you feel angry. Again, your mind influenced by one of the worldly concerns. Particularly like being a teacher, monks or nuns, somebody offer you things. Being a teacher, when they offer you, you feel so happy. Many of the students, they attend your class, they listen your teaching, they don't offer you anything. Then you feel very angry, upset, unhappy. Again, the teacher, the mind, influence, undergo one of the worldly concerns. Therefore, what Kadamba said, also in Guru Lama Tsongkhapa said, when people offer me, offer something to me, I feel it's so painful. They said, I don't have a sense of, happiness. Of course, they have a sense of appreciation, but not sense of happiness. He says, it's like cutting my flesh by a knife. This first, we need to reduce the worldly concerns. Then, when we have the good environment, happy moment, we feel very happy. When you are healthy, you feel very happy. When your life goes up, you feel very happy. When your life goes down, you feel very upset. When you see your health is, losing your health, you feel very unhappy. We should not. Happiness, happen around you, you remain calmly. Suffering is going around you, you must remain calmly. People praise you, you just be normal. People criticize you, be normal. Not physically normal, mentally be normal. Therefore, what all the Kadamba said, I think among one of the precept from the 7th point, transform your mind as much as you can. Practice Dharma as much as you can. But physically, you just remain normally. Right? Therefore, if you're a serious practitioner, you no need to bring your mala everywhere, show, in the MRT, on the bus, you just close your mouth. No, just remain normal way. Right? Therefore, you can see someone who seriously follow Dharma, they hold mala, maybe few malas on the hands. Also the, Buddha pictures, pendants, no need, just be normal. You look like people can believe, oh, this person is free thinker, no religion. But inside, you must have a serious religious, dharma practice. From outside, you look like just free thinker. Many of you, have been, meet His Holiness Dalai Lama for many times. Have you seen he pretend look like I'm very high practitioner? No. Whoever meet him, he really, from heart, he really respect you. Doesn't matter the person you reach, the middle class, lower class, he respect equally. So wherever he go, he just has some, in hand you can see something mala. Most of you cannot see mala. So we have to be remind in very normal life and do the proper dharma practice. We do. Okay, now we go the 7-point mind training. Okay, without looking your books, what are the 7 points? What are the 7s? Number 1. Hello, everybody. Okay, but you can be honest without looking your book. You can count number 1 to 7. Okay, a presentation of the preliminary, the basis, turning into the 2 minds of awakening, the main practice, taking adverse condition onto the path of enlightenment, presentation of the lifetime practice in samadhi, presentation of the measure of having attained the mind, presentation of the commitment of the mind training, the presentation of the precepts of the mind training. Okay, the first one, the preliminary practice before the actual practice. First you can say the preliminary, then the actual practice, how to transform the adversary into the enlightened path, the summary practice or life summary practice, then the measure means, how did I attain or not, then commitment, then the commitment and precepts, 7. Now you need to remember the 7. The first say preliminary or the basis, right? Basis for what? The basis for practicing the true bodhicittas is the main practice. There's a preliminary or basis. Before we practice the true bodhicittas, first we need to practice the basis. The basis. Among the basis, what's the number 1? Reflect on the leisure and opportunity of the human life. Leisure and opportunity of the life. So now you should not look other, you look yourself. My life is so, I'm very fortunate to be a human, born a human, have all the opportunity. Then second, the opportunity life is impermanent. Finally, the death will come anytime. Then meditate on the impermanence, particularly on the death. Right? Then third, that you need to meditate, or we need to reflect on the cause and effect of the karmas. Then the fourth, we need to reflect on the nature of the samsara. Meditate on the truth of sufferings. These are the basis. First, why we need to reflect, we need to aware all the time. My life is very fortunate I have all the opportunity. Particularly the opportunity to totally stop again born in samsara. I have the opportunity to achieve the ultimate happiness. This is the best opportunity we have so far, right? So when you reflect the opportunity, then you feel, oh, this is my life is so important. I don't want to waste my life with the ordinary things. Then leisure and opportunity. If the life lasts forever, then we don't need to worry. But this is not the case. The life is impermanence. Death will come. So when we think about death will come, we should not look at other. Oh, these people are going to die. These people are going to die. He going to die. She going to die. We don't care. You must contact yourself. My life is impermanent. I am impermanence. Death will come anytime. Definitely come anytime. Impermanence. Reduce sense of attachment with this life. Also attachment for next life. In order to practice this impermanence, you can quote it, from the foundation of all good qualities, or from the three principal teaching. How to meditate on impermanence and death. Then after we died, if there's no next life, then why we are worried, too much about next life and karma? You just enjoy only this life. If there's no next life, then just focus how to happy in this life. Still, we need to handle our anger, hatred, all the negative thoughts. Therefore, there must be next life, right? Then there's next life. How the next life will happen? Then reflect on karma and effect. Also, generally, yes, we believe there's a karma, there's a next life. It's not just enough to reflect on it. We need, really strong conviction. There's a next life. There's a karma. The positive karma can produce positive result, cannot produce the negative result. The negative karma can produce only the negative result, never ever produce the positive result. In our this life and next life, what do you need? Do you need positive result, negative result? Yes, everybody believe I need positive result. If you really want only positive result, you do only positive action this life. If you don't want any negative result, you should not do any negative action in this life. Then you really focus on your daily life. Make sure all your activities must be positive. General activities, dharma's activities, everything must be positive. Right? Then, yes, positive karma brings positive result, negative karma brings negative result, but doesn't matter how much positive karma I have accumulated. I will accumulate a result only in the samsara result. Then how long I can have to stay in samsara? Then you can again make a quoted from the three principal aspect, or from the quality of the all foundation good qualities. Quoted from them and do the proper meditation. The 4 are the preliminaries. Then when you reflect on the sufferings based on your own life, this life, next life, then simply you can think all sentient beings like me, they don't want sufferings. They always want happiness, and generate, like a loving kindness and compassion. Recognize all sentient beings, your mother. Remember their kindness, wish to repay their kindness, and generate loving kindness, then compassion. That compassion. When you really fully develop compassion, then you are ready to generate the bodhicitta, right? Therefore, first sentence here, yeah. First, 10 in the preliminaries or the basis. Please, now it's clear that what are the preliminary, what are the basis to practice, to generate the true bodhicitta. The second point, 10 in the, be better to say, 10 in the true awakening mind, the man practice, true awakening mind, true bodhicittas, which is the man practice. Man means all the preliminary, recognize all sentient your mother, and all the force, totally 8 are the cause to develop bodhicitta. The rest of the practice can be the result of practicing bodhicitta. That's a man practice. Ultimate bodhicitta, the confessional bodhicitta. Clear? The practicing ultimate bodhicitta has two parts. How to practice ultimate bodhicitta within the meditation state. How to practice the ultimate bodhicitta after the meditation. There are two parts. Therefore, the training in the awakening mind, the man practice, number A, training in the ultimate awakening mind, right? Number 1. Then the verses. Tend to view all phenomena as dream-like. Therefore, first you need to meditate on emptiness of all phenomena. Mean all phenomena look like a dream. Dream, right? They use the dream because dream, when we have a dream, the dream is happening for us because of our mind. After dreaming, sometimes we feel happy because of the mind. Sometimes we feel, upset because of the mind. Therefore, all phenomena are on us, actually established by our own mind. Our own mind. Therefore, tend to view all phenomena as dream-like. That means first you meditate on emptiness of all phenomena. Right? Then that time, there's a two. The object, which is emptiness. A subject, which is the mind, meditate on emptiness. There's an object and subject. The second, examine the nature of the unborn awareness. Mean when you meditate on the emptiness, that moment, that time, there's a mind. The mind is fully absorbed, fully focused on emptiness. The mind is compared with, before, the mind is very subtle mind. Yes, conventionally, the mind focuses on emptiness. Ultimately, the mind is set. Its nature is emptiness. That means first you meditate on emptiness of all the phenomena. Second, you meditate on emptiness of the mind. Therefore, say, examine the nature of the unborn mind or unborn awareness. Then the mind which is meditate on emptiness is the remedy for reducing ignorance. Right? Is the antidote. The remedy true is free, is on place. The mind which is meditated emptiness, the mind which is meditated on emptiness is the remedy mind. But the remedy is set also empty of inherent existence. That means the meditate on the subject. The meditate on the emptiness of the forest. Meditate on the object. Meditate on the subject mind, which is meditate on the emptiness. Third, the function, right? The mind meditate on emptiness is the remedy mind, remedy on ignorance. It doesn't mean the remedy, the mind exists inherently. No. So you need to meditate on emptiness of the all phenomena, emptiness of the mind, emptiness of the remedy of the ignorance. That means meditate on fully emptiness. Place your mind on the basis of all the actual path. That means you fully meditate on the emptiness. The emptiness is the all basis. All basis is things established within the emptiness. Things arise within the emptiness. Things dissolve within the emptiness, like the clouds. Clouds, arise in the space, dissolve, disappear within the space. This is, present the ultimate bodhicitta during the meditation state. A. Then B. The word is, I think, you need to change. First, you put the B, right? Before B, then there's a little arrows. Oh, yeah. In the interval, be conjure of the illusion. That means after you arose from the meditation equipoise, then things around you, you need to remember these look like illusion. Illusion. The beautiful object is illusion. Ugly object, illusion. Things around is total illusion. So during the meditation season, you fully meditate on emptiness. There's no any other kind of conventional thoughts, other thoughts. Only meditate on emptiness. You fully focus on it. Your mind fully focus on emptiness. After you arise from the meditation state, then you can see your house, your car, your food, your friends, everything. But you must remember these look like illusion. That means how we should practice ultimate bodhicitta after we arise from the meditation season. Therefore, in the interval, be conjure of the illusion. Then B, training in conventional awakening mind. Right? After you train your mind on the conventional ultimate bodhicitta, second, you need to meditate, you need to practice the conventional bodhicitta in the meditation season, like a session, right? That means the words. B, training in the conventional awakening mind, right? 10, alternately in the true, giving and taking. Place the true aside your breath. That means now again you just meditate, just calm your mind. sit very comfortably. Then you just practice giving and taking. Giving, you look at me, like giving and taking. Giving and taking. Give and take. You just fully focus on giving and taking for 10 or 20 minutes. That means you are practicing the conventional bodhicitta in the meditation state. Then the next sentence, there are 3 objects, 3 poisons, 3 root of virtues in all action, 10 by means of the words, right? So then after you arose from the practice of giving and taking, then when you look around, again you can see beautiful object, should not attach on it. When you say ugly object, should not develop sense of hatred, sense of unhappiness. When you say neutral object, we should not generate ignorance. 3 object. Then 3 poison. That means ugly object cause anger and hatred. Beautiful object cause attachment. The neutral object cause ignorance. So with our mind try to be free from the attachment, anger, ignorance. And the virtues, what are the 3 virtues? The opposite of the attachment, the non-attachment, non-anger, non-ignorance. Typically because of machapa, right? Non-attachment, non-anger, non-ignorance. So I mean, during the meditation, you just fully focus on giving and taking, giving and taking, giving and taking. After you arose, make sure still you maintain the practice of giving and taking. Make sure the anger, attachment, ignorance, not let that arise. Right? Then in all action, the place look, there's a missing one word. In Tibetan, we said at the last, in all action, 10 by means of the word, and the sequence of giving and taking, first start from you, right? The practice of giving and taking, first start within you, start from you. So this is very important. It looks like missing in this translation. So what does mean in all action 10 by means of the words? That means during the meditation, session, you're not speaking anything. You're just practicing giving and taking. When you evoke from your meditation, then you need to chant the verses, right? Verses, one is from the Buddhist way of life. All the negative things depend on me. All my positive and good things to giving other. You openly have to chant these verses. Dhala, deda, dimi, sho, da mean me. All the negative from others depend upon me. All my positive, the virtues, things, actions, giving to other, you openly need to chant these verses. This means in all actions, 10 by means of the word. Then, if somebody around you, you should not chant. You chant maybe silently, or you just do, giving and taking meditation. Therefore, the missing one word, which is the giving and taking practice. First start within you. But I think now its time is finished. So next we talk about the third point. So please, we have another week until the next class. Please, everybody memorize the 8 verses mind training. Right? Yeah, you can. Definitely you can. You should not think I cannot. My memory is very weak. Definitely you can. Please, you try until you succeed. You can. So thank you so much for attending the class. Make sure you try to practice as much as you can. Last, we did do the dedication prayers. So today, we dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings to able to practice the 8 verses mind training, to able to recognize, to able to realize all sentient beings are our dearest mother. Also, we dedicate all our merits for world peace, particularly all the troublemaker people on the world, to able to recognize the disadvantage of the self-centered attitudes, the advantage of the other cherishing. And wish all human beings free from the COVID-19 virus. Okay, thank you so much. Then have a happy, I think Sunday, right? Happy Sunday.